Hey, what's up, everybody? So same thing as always. I appreciate you joining me. If you're getting value in things that I'm sharing, please subscribe. Please click the like button. Okay, so today I've got a bunch of lessons and I'm going to get right into it because I understand and I try and put myself in your place, meaning I have a ton of experience in the market. I have a ton of insight, but I'm thinking to myself, what if I didn't? What if I was newer to trading? How would I deal with these situations? So that's what I'm making this episode about. So if you've been in trading like less than a year, pay attention, grab a pen, write shit down, okay? And I'm going to give you prime examples of how you know you're doing the right thing, yet it comes out wrong, which is why planning and execution are even more important. Okay, so number one, I'm going to tell you, stick to your gut, okay? 2 examples. First one, market direction today. I mentioned I thought the Dow was going to be off. I thought tech could be off. But once the market opened, I said the Dow would probably be off like 300 points end of day. I shot this video prior to 11 a.m. And I was telling you, don't worry about the bullshit in between the day. If the Dow finishes down 300 and tech will finish plus like under 20 points, maybe 10 or 20 points. And I know it finished plus 10 points. At the time, it was plus 40. All right, so you tell yourself this. Now what happens? After I give my prediction, the shit shoots up. I say the SPY is going to drop, and instead of the SPY dropping, it goes up. So I tell you, stick to your gut. And the example with Carlos is I gave him a SPY put. I told him to buy one. He paid $127. Boom, as soon as he bought it, that shit went down. The SPY went up. Carlos's value went down. I texted him. I said, dude, buy another one. He said, not yet. When it's down 40%, I'm going to buy another one. I said, no. Buy it now. Point is, you could be wrong and you still could be correct. In Carlos's situation, which I spoke to him right before we went live, he's up 14% on his 2 contracts. He's not blowing it away, but he's not losing money. So stick to your gut. Next, I shoot a video over the weekend, okay? This is what a dumbass I am. So here we go, transparency. Shoot a video over the weekend. I make it about BBIG, okay? I say it might take a few days. As soon as we get volume of like 300 million, it's going to shoot up to like $12 or $14. It might be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I specifically said it could take a few days. What do I do this morning? I zoom in on BBIG. I already told myself the market could go down, all right? And I'm expecting some shit to drop in preparation for the CPI numbers coming out tomorrow. We'll talk about that later. So I tell myself, be big. It's kind of a meme stock. It's at $8. I understand the position, but if the market drops 300, 400, 500 points, be big could lose a whole dollar. All right. So and that would be my $10,000 profit. So what do? I sold. I zoomed in. Instead, if I zoomed out, right, be big crossed what? $9, $10, almost $10 by the end of today. Now, how does this play into effect with my options? I bought some options this morning. I spent maybe $1,500 on the options. As it's going down, I scare sold. I lost transparency. I lost 10% of my BBIG options because I zoomed in. I was like, okay, I don't want to get crushed today. I'll lose a couple $100. The shit doesn't matter. But I'm showing you how real I am. Because if I had held on to those options that I would have paid $1.05 for, right? And I sold them for 95 cents. Instead, I could have sold them for $2.10, a full 100% gain. So what kind of idiot am I? I mean, it's $1,500. That's like a drop in the bucket. The point is, when I zoom in and I do exactly what you guys are doing, you're looking at your phones, you're on the computer, you're up, you're down. It's still 9:30. Now it's 9:35. And you're like, shit, maybe I sell, maybe I this, whatever it is. Don't do that shit. Have a plan and execute it, okay? So I'm just telling you, we do that. So I took out my notebook and I wrote in my notebook. I zoomed in. I did not execute, and I scare sold at a 10% loss. So the next time I look at my notebook and I think, oh, shit, but I told myself the market's going down and it'll be at its worst probably the end of today, and I think things will get worse tomorrow because I think the CPI numbers are going to come in high. I think it's going to show that there's inflation going on, whether it's the price of bread or milk or gas. Those are the numbers that are coming out tomorrow, okay? So let's get back to the lesson, okay? I want to be realistic with you. So most important, when you're trading a small account, the pressure is insane. So when you're trading an account of 500 or 1,500 or 5,000 or 15,000, a smaller sized account, do not put extra pressure on yourself. There's no reason if you have $15,000 worth of buying power on the side that you have to spend $15,000 on Tuesday when we return from the long weekend. Why would you want to spend all your money? So I'm going to point out my nephew's trading account. Okay, here's how I did it. It had $500. My brother screwed up the account down to $129. I took it over up to $229, back to $84. Now I'm up to $1,400. Okay, so the tough part is I was focusing on his account today. And I was like, I know market direction. I know the market's going to shit on itself in preparation for tomorrow. And I hope it throws on up on itself tomorrow. I hope tomorrow is terrible in the market. I hope it tanks. Now, I'll know by 8:30 a.m. when I diagnose the numbers. And then I'll provide that to the platform people. So stay tuned on what will happen tomorrow. But today I was focused on his account. So I'm focused on market direction. My timing was early. So I paid a little too much, right? I went from being up 10% to down 40% in his account. No, it's a small account. It had like $1,400 in it. So when you're down 40%, you're under $1,000 again. You're like, what am I, a fucking loser? Oh, so there you go. I feel it. You guys feel it. It's natural. I say it. So if you say this shit about yourself, what I told myself is, dude, put your phone down. You have a plan. Your plan is to hold the UVXY calls that you purchased for his account later in the week because you say that shit's going to spike and you say the market's too frothy. So what the hell are you looking at the market right now when the UVX is going down, the SPY is spiking? All you're going to do is upset yourself. So when you do that and upset yourself, you could do two things. You could scare sell, which means you accept the loss and you're probably a sucker because as it's spiking and as it's at the top and your shit's worth the least amount of money, you're selling for the bid. And then 5 minutes later, you're like, man, if I had bought instead of sold, I would have made 20%. Okay, so really important, all right? Basic strategy. Here you go, market direction, all right? So when I tell you at 10:50 to 11:11, the market's going to be at a lower point by the end of today, that's all you need to know. I'm not saying you buy the puts right away or it's going to happen instantaneously. You look for the market to spike the most, and when it does, you say, now if Matt's right, I can make some money. All right, so I'm going to talk about my positions today, and then I'm going to get into questions, all right? Because I know I talk about a lot of positions. I'm trying to keep it more focused. Even I confuse myself, so I get it sometimes. That's why I'm going to slow it down, okay? And I said I was going to try and do that from now on, and I said I was going to try and message people less and be more clear when I message about what I'm looking for, how long of time it might take to get that return. So this morning, I mentioned Be Big. Again, I scare sold. I took my profit. I'm in at 707. I sold it like 787. I made $6,500. Great, Matt, but that still sucks because I could have crushed it. So let's skip over that. All right, Tesla puts. Tesla was spiking this morning. I'm thinking the market's going to get ugly today. The Dow is down, and yet Tesla's up 3.3%. So I say to myself, time for puts. So I buy 3 puts when it's like 157, 158. When it crosses 150, I decide it could either go to 140 or it's going to go back up. So I let it play around with 150. When it hits 151, I sell and secure profits. At the same time, Apple was spiking past like 157. So I said to myself, Apple just spiked pretty high. The market's not going crazy. Let me buy some Apple puts. Now, I'm not looking for instant gratification. By the end of today, I'm correct because I bought Apple puts at 157. What happened? Apple spiked up to like 157, 30, 40, something like that after I bought them. So I was down like 20%. Now I'm green. Same with UVXY calls this morning, all right? I had 20 contracts. I sold 10 for profit. I held 10. Of the 10 I held, I went from up 10% to down 40% to up 5%. All right, the same with SPY puts, which I mentioned with Carlos, okay? It was 450, 151. I said the SPY is going down. Again, I based this diagnosis and this prediction on what I saw in the market from 10:50 a.m. until 11:11. If you look at both charts for the NASDAQ and Dow, there was major selling. So it told me the institutions will be selling later today. Now, they didn't have to sell right away because they're looking for the best return. So they're looking for whatever stocks to spike so that they can sell. So the point is, I like SPY puts at 450, 151. Then it went up to 452, like 40. All right. I told Carlos, dude, buy some more. He only bought one more. All right. But by the end of today, his 2 contracts where he was in at $1.27, and then he was in at what, $1. I think he told me his average is $1.13. He told me he's up 14%. All right. What else? Other things that I mentioned this morning, real quick. Pre-market, China came out with some numbers for August. Hey, how the hell is China doing? Because their stocks suck. They're off 40%. Their stock market is in the shitter as well. It's off 40%. So China says, our numbers are good. Our numbers are strong. What do I say? I say bullshit. China lies. They've been lying for 2 decades, 3 decades. They always say shit. They come out with company numbers, and they used to do this with their individual companies. A company would be like, yeah, we made so and so much money, and then they would be audited, and it would be the complete reverse. Instead of making 400 million, they would lose 400 million, and then they would almost file for bankruptcy, and your Chinese stock would go to the shitter. All right, so anyway, that's my information today. I'm going to talk about a couple stocks real quick. Let's just see where they're up to, and then I'm going to take questions. So I want to do at least 20 minutes of questions, but I want to speak about a couple stocks. So first, I've only given 1 penny stock out. ILUS. ILUS, okay? I gave it out. It was like 10 cents and change. I said that day, the market looks like shit. You could probably get it for 9.5 cents. Went to 9.5 cents. Went to actually 0.0939, like 9.4 cents, okay? Today it's at 12.4 cents. So it is up 3 cents, which is 32% since I gave that out. Again, it's on the platform. It's there. It's under Matt's trades. So it's probably maybe 2 weeks old. Just check out Apple. Just check out the SPY. Nothing major to report. UVXY. Again, nothing major to report. I'm looking at SMAR because they're reporting earnings at 4:30. It's off 2%. I'm expecting this one to drop like 8%. So I'm not really sure what earnings are because I'm talking to you guys. Doesn't look like it's going crazy after hours, so maybe they haven't said anything. All right, so let's get to some questions. And I do want to tell you guys, I realized that I should probably have saved my money instead of entering to shit this morning. So here's a real quick lesson for you. Instead of entering to shit this morning, okay, at 9:30, at 9:35, at 9:39, I should have waited. Because if I waited and just said to myself, I know what I think is going to happen in the market. I think it's going to be off. And I said to myself, okay, and I waited for the SPY to top out or the UVXY to bottom out. And I said the markets are going to get ugly or whatever it is, or Tesla to top out with my other side money, I would have crushed it. Instead, I jump in too early. So the first and most important lesson is tomorrow, do not trade before 10:30 unless you're looking to sell some shit you have for a very expensive price. Meaning you have something that's worth $400 and you want to sell it for $600 and somebody pays you that. All right, Carlos, can we get some questions out, man? So Bitcoin, man, they've been playing games with Bitcoin and other cryptos because they follow that. So there was some major demand and I think some manipulation, and they were pushing it up. And I said, I wonder if Bitcoin and other cryptos will carry forward until the open this morning, but they did not. They dropped. So what happened with Bitcoin today? El Salvador news, the only reason for the drop. Yeah, El Salvador is having problems loading it on. I don't know if that was the reason for the spike. I don't know how much Bitcoin they're buying or selling. Again, I think it's more market manipulation. So if I'm going to look at a Bitcoin chart right now, let me just open that up. Let's go to crypto. Let's see, we're at 46.5. Yeah, what were we at? We were at like 52,000, right? Yeah, let's look at it. Look on a big info. Wow. Yeah, I would have to process this. It could definitely go down lower. If it was going to go down lower, it could see like 44,000 if Bitcoin's going to touch that. If not, you're going to look for a quick bounce back, and it'll be at 52,000. So you've got one of two things happening. There will be movement from where Bitcoin is right now of 46.4, and I'm predicting a $4,000 shift, and I would say it happens within 48 hours. So again, within 48 hours, Bitcoin will either touch 42,600 or it will touch 50,500 again within 2 days. All right, so let's move on, please. Matt, what do I think about AMC and SPY 554 puts that expire the 13th? You pay 3. All right, so let's look at the SPY puts first because I like that. Now, I said when the SPY has its next bad day, which could be tomorrow based on the CPI numbers, okay? In a perfect world, here's what I'm anticipating. The SPY gets wrecked tomorrow, goes down to $448. Your SPY puts are worth something in the range of $7 to $8, and you're collecting over 100%. Remember, if the market gets beat up tomorrow, it's likely that it will beat up on Wednesday as well. If the market takes a shit on itself tomorrow after struggling today, and tomorrow's a tough day, psychology of trading, I wouldn't be exiting out of puts. Let me look at AMC because I do know AMC was strong. So I'm assuming if you jumped in, You were probably trying to call the top, which isn't bad. On meme stocks, if you call the top or bottom, and I'll mention support real quick, support.com, which is like some type of merger SPAC play with a Bitcoin play, whatever it was, they were buying the shitload of puts on it. The institutions. All right. AMC took some good volume today. 6 out of 7 days, it's stronger. I wouldn't be buying puts on AMC right now. Yeah, I would be very cautious. Now, if the market takes a shit on itself, like I predict later this week, then yes, even AMC will go back down and you'll crush it, because AMC, if the market takes a shit on itself, will go back down to $40, okay? If the market is strong, say the numbers come out and the market is strong tomorrow, it doesn't matter. AMC will be hitting $51 later this week, meaning another 10%. And my SPY puts will be sucking ass. So it's really important about the numbers tomorrow. Let's get another question, see if we get a Riot calls. Man, I would be careful, because I like Mara more than Riot, because Riot is one of the most shorted Bitcoin plays. Now, let's also know that MicroStrategy, which has a ton of institutional investing, MSTR, is also one of the more shorted Bitcoin plays out there. So, yeah, let's look at Riot. I mean, it looks terrible, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. 4 straight days, heavy outflow, which means volume is probably around 11 million. And for 4 straight trading days, it's been between 17 and 18 million with heavy outflow. When you were as high as $38, now you're 32. So you've lost 20%. So today you lost what? 6.74. That means the other 3 days, 13%. It's not bottomed yet. It definitely hasn't bottomed yet. And this chart right here is telling me crypto is going to get worse. So whereas I made that prediction about 20 minutes ago on crypto, plus 4,000, minus 4,000, there's a good likelihood that Bitcoin goes down to 42,600 before it goes up. Unless there's kind of, I mean, it's just the way the stock is. I'm going to look at Mara real quick, even though nobody asked me about it. It's very similar. And then I'm going to look at MicroStrategy as well. Yeah, I mean, Mara looks like shit, especially, I mean, last 2 days off to almost 10%. I bet it lost 10% yesterday. On Friday as well. Yeah, so it's going to follow. And I'm assuming MicroStrategy, let's see what that looks like, because that's where the big dogs like to play. A lot of institutional. I mean, they sold that pretty hard today too. Usually that volume on MicroStrategy is less than 1 million. Today it was closer to 2 million. That is not a good sign for crypto. All right, so imagine this theory, okay? Say you're bullish crypto. You say to yourself, crypto, it's going to bounce. I'm investing in crypto today. It's going to bounce. Now you have to understand, if you're saying that, the markets better be at all-time highs later in the week. If there's any bit of bad news and the markets tank, crypto's not going to explode while the markets are tanking. That shit doesn't happen. They move together. So right here, as crypto leads the way and shows me it's going down, I'm even more correct that the markets are going to take a shit on themselves. So I know I was a little early, and I've probably been warning this, and I've had so much of my money on the side now for about, 2.5 weeks. I mean, it pains me to have that much money. Okay, let's get to another question. I don't like the Riot calls. I would rather you be in something else. All right, Grinch. Thanks, Matt. I took your advice on Be Big. I got in $1.10, sold 2 before the market closed today. Yeah, you made 100%, bro. So you missed my update where I said I sold my big bag because I wanted to be more cautious. So in transparency, yes, I definitely gave up 14,000 extra dollars today that I should have made. I should have made 14,000 extra dollars. And if Be Big drops down to $6 again, I'll buy some, and it'll probably explode past 14, and I'll be cursing myself. But profit is profit. All right, let's get another question, comment, please. Hey, how much more? All right, so Alan, here's the thing, UVXY. So if the markets are strong and green tomorrow, the UVXY will go down 7%, meaning it'll get ugly and approach $20 and like 20 cents. Now, if the markets are ugly tomorrow, and say the Dow is off 258 points and tech is off 58 points, the UVXY will likely spike 7.5 for 8%, which would be $1.50 or $1.60. Seeing how it closed at $21.90, $1.50 would put it at $23.40. I would still be holding. Or I'd look for the spike, secure profit, wait for the dip, and re-enter. All right, because it sucks riding the elevator. Anybody that doesn't know what that means, you're not watching enough of my YouTube episodes. If you like my YouTube episodes, please hit the like button. If you like that I don't do slides anymore, hit that like button. Yeah, Carlos is going crazy. Oh my God, Carlos just did a backflip. I swear, I've never seen double backflip with a side twist. Let's get another question up there, Carlos. All right. Mike is the options beast. Yes, you made 112%. Yes, I know you did, Mike. See, there's the thing. Everybody has their own exit and strategy to exit. When I make a post, I'm selling my shares, I'm selling my options, I want out because I'm worried about the downside. That's just me being transparent. If any other gurus, they don't do that because they come on, oh, here's a great fact. Here, let's remove the question real quick. Who knows Meet Kevin? Does everybody know Meet Kevin? I know Meet Kevin. I think that guy's great. I love watching Meet Kevin. Now, here's the thing I heard. I heard that there's a hedge fund behind his calls, that he has big money behind him, and that he gets fed a lot of his information. Dude is so smart, creative, funny, love it. Love him, but I think it's interesting that I heard a whisper that somebody's feeding him information. I know his latest stock was HIPO, which I made 20% in, but I'm no longer there. I don't want to be part of that. All right, so ATER, let's see what that is. I know that's one of the shorted stocks. Again, Be Big, which I made the video about over the weekend. I just zoomed in this morning, looked better than ATER. But let me see what ATER looks like right now. I would have to go over the short position. How much stock was shorted? How much stock was returned, how much stock was borrowed today, and what the rate that they were paying. Now, for Be Big, there were reports that they were paying 100%, 140. I'm pretty sure they were paying over 200%, which is why I said, give me 3 days and we'll see some action. I just zoomed in. For some reason, I thought the market was going to throw up on itself this morning, and I was going to save a shitload of money. So ATER, you didn't have enough volume today. You're at 16 million. You need like 60 million if you're looking to make a short squeeze on this one. So, I mean, you can ride the chart. There's a good momentum play here. But understand your ceiling is maybe like $8, $8.50. If they push it higher than that, it could explode. All right, another question, please, or comment. All right, with the all-time highs in quad witching. Now, I believe quad witching, if nobody knows what that is, I believe it's September 17th. It's when 4 things happen at once, thus quad. Options expire, something else expires, we get some type of information, and there's some other rate, okay? So the market tends to act crazy. It's like a full moon and like werewolves and things like that. Yeah, so what do I expect? Well, what I expected, and I went into last week, I said, until we get some type of something that can move the market in a negative direction, some type of negative news. And what we heard of the jobs report on Friday was pretty bad, but to me, it was expected. People were saying between 300,000 and 500,000. I expected less. I expected the market to take a shit on itself. It didn't. They didn't give a shit. Like somebody explained to me why Las Vegas Sands and Wynn Casino today are up 6%. Did a ton of people rush the casino over the weekend? Probably not. All right, let's get another one. I'm really not sure. I take it day by day. So I won't go out on the limb and say, hey, we're going to be shitty for a week or we're going to be good for a week. What I will say is we're going to be profitable for a week. Anytime the market is this violent, where it goes up and then it gets violently and swings down and then goes up again, there's money to be made. When we're calling the bottom or the top, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're late to the market or you only want to trade from 2 p.m. on. There's money paid. All right, Ellie, are we expecting a correction within 5-6 weeks? Yeah, you want to give me 5 to 6 weeks? Hell yes, we're expecting a correction. Here's when you're going to know there's a correction, okay? Understand this, and this is a lesson for everybody, and I'll speak slowly. All right, the SPY. You will see a correction in the SPY first. That will lead you to know the market is going to fix itself. Whether it's Dow stocks or whether it's tech stocks, you'll see the SPY correction first, okay? Now, what leads the SPY? Ask yourself that. So Google it if you don't know, but you'll see. It's going to be Apple, Tesla, Facebook. So that's why I'm saying to myself, man, Apple peaking like that, I love Apple. Apple will be $180 in like 5-6 months. Doesn't mean it's going from 155 to 180 right away. I think this shit's going down to 149 first before it goes up to its next level. So yeah, I think we're going to have a bit of a correction. I think we could see somewhere between 4 and 5%. Now a correction would be like 10 to 15%. A consolidation would be like 4 or 5%. So I believe the market's frothy. I believe it needs to consolidate. I believe the market isn't going to take a shit on itself until the Fed comes out and says, guess what? We're tapering. Guess what? Inflation is going higher. Now, if you don't know, the 10-year, which I mentioned to my platform this morning, spiked all the way up to like 137 or 138 today. Let me see where it's at right now, because I told you when it hits 138 and 139, that's when I'm going to get fearful of tech, and that's when I'm going to expect the market to sell off. So it went up basically 5 cents or 5% today to 137.4. Now, if it goes up another 4% tomorrow or 4 basis points, it would be 141. At 141, and I know this for a fact, at anything over 139, tech is going to look crazy expensive. So don't surprise me if tech takes a shit. Now, we saw the Dow take a shit. So now if you got Dow, tech taking a shit, the market's fucked. There's no other way to put it. All right, let's get another question on there, please. Hey, Matt, do you think infrastructure is still on the rise? Sure. There are definitely good infrastructure plays. But what you will see, if you look at any of the ones we spoke about, which is like AA, FCX, CLF, any of those, you have to follow the commodities and see where steel and copper and all that's doing first. And then if those are stabilized, right, because those control the stocks, it's like gold going down, but a gold stock going up. That shit doesn't happen. If gold goes down, the gold stock goes down. If copper goes down, FCX goes down. If steel goes down, AA goes down, or X, US Steel goes down. So yes, infrastructure, but have they even signed that freaking bill? I mean, it's such bullshit that goes on in Congress, right? The Senate signed it. They passed the House. The House wasn't going to do shit till they passed another. I mean, I don't even pay attention because it's complete bullshit and our system's all fucked up. I mean, there's no other way around it. All right, let's get another question, man. So yeah, you can get in and out. What do you think about Penn? You're up 74% of your call. Well, if you screenshot that shit, you better sell and take your 74%. But let's assume that you did not. All right, so I will look at Penn for you. All right, Penn Gaming is going to move with Wynn Casino. It's going to move with Las Vegas Sands. So I already mentioned Wynn Casino had a crazy-ass chart today. I'm assuming Penn's going to have the same. What would I have done? I would have locked up my freaking profit. But let's look at Penn. I bet the chart looks sick today. So first off, congratulations, not even looking. Yeah, I mean, Penn looks great. Look at that shit, man. Ever since August 18th, it was down at $68. Now it's $84. It's up 30%. It's up 4% today. Chart looks great. And the Wynn looks great. And Las Vegas Sands looks great. Now, if you think the market will at least be stable and the Dow will be okay, then yes, you can totally hold on to this position. However, if you look at it as a day trade, say it spikes tomorrow morning and is up 50 cents when the market opens, and you can secure 100%. Boom, secure the 100%. When the stock drops $1.50 later in the day and goes back to $83 instead of $84.60, you could buy the same position and save 30 or 40%. So lock in your profit, and if you want, watch it drop 40% and re-enter, and then lock it up again. That's what we do. 349 family. Thank you so much. Next question, please. Oh, man, you guys are getting all meme on me. What do I think about Clove? So I know it's all about Reddit. You have to check Reddit and see what the most talked about stocks. I mean, it's so stupid that it's like that, but it is. So they were talking about Clove was like number 1, 2, or 3. I think it passed 10 today. Let's see what the volume was like, which is most important. Yeah, oh my God, volume is off the hook. Meaning volume is probably usually like 8 to 11 million, and the volume on Clove today was 173 million. So what do you think happened? 173 million, heavily shorted stock, went up 22% today. I bet you B-Big's number, I don't remember the percentage, but I bet it's 22% as well, because they understand the shit moves together. So what would I do with Clove? First of all, B-Big has the volume every day. They had 131 today, 130 million the other day, 117 million the day before. Clove does not. Clove was 10x on volume, meaning they usually have 8 million and they were over 100 million, which tells me Clove, you lock up your profits. B-Big, you say F you to the institutions and the short players, and you ride that shit up. Just because I pull on the sidelines doesn't mean that I can't be correct and say B-Big's going through the roof. And if I have a chance to get back in, I won't be I won't even curse anymore. I won't be scared and sell. I mean, how I didn't make 100% and how I didn't make an extra 14,000 on the stock today is beyond me. I mean, it's a long weekend. Hey, Matt, what do I think the sell-off in the SPY if the 10-year rigs? Hey, somebody listens to me. 0.14 up. Yes. So where's the sell-off in the SPY? Okay, let's focus right now. The sell-off on the SPY. Now, remember, If the SPY happens to sell off tomorrow, it's not done. It's not like 1-2 days. That shit can go 4 days in a row or 4 out of 5 days. We could turn bearish for a week or two. We've been frothy for like 2 freaking months, okay? So don't surprise yourself and be caught on the other side like, oh, I need to average down. Oh, I need to average down. If the shit starts dropping, we're going to start riding that side. We're going to ride that wave all the way down. So SPY sell-off. Let's talk about tomorrow. 448.56 at some point tomorrow, which would be off $3, which would be off what? 6%? No, that can't be 6%. No, that's not 6%. 0.6%. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I would expect a sell-off of a few dollars a day until proven otherwise. Now, we haven't seen that yet. Today was a tough day. I'm just saying, in my opinion, if I'm correct, we'll see little by little. All right, let's get one more question, Carlos, and then we'll say thank you to everybody. Please, everybody, if you're watching this and you get value from this, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'm here Monday through Thursday, no holidays. And please, it would be awesome to share this video with someone. Yeah, you want to end it. Hopefully, we're ending it on a good note, and SMAR is down because after hours, I expected this shit to move, and it wasn't moving at first, but now it's 5 o'clock, so okay, it's down 3%. Not the end of the world. What, it's down to like $80 or something like that? Yeah, I want to see it closer to $76 or $75, and that's when I'll be selling my puts. All right, thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Good audience today. Great questions. Hopefully, you guys took a lot from my lessons.